in the second half?
Yeah, we think we just took our foot off the gas. Got up to a big lead against a team that has been struggling, and I felt like our guys got complacent. Both sides of the ball, we stopped defending. They made 10 of their first 11 shots, and we were putting them to the line. So, that can't happen. We're fortunate enough to dodge a bullet and get the game back under control. But aside from that second quarter, played a heck of a basketball game. So pleased to get the W.
Not sure your thoughts on the single game plus minus, but Shooter was a plus 23 tonight. It seemed like he was impacting both sides of the floor, especially in that fourth quarter. What did you make of his play tonight, Frank?
Yeah, he's really growing, with particularly with his floor general mentality and running the team. 10 assists, 2 turnovers, 21 points. Seemed in control and comfortable in the pick and roll game, and getting everybody involved. And obviously he's an elite defender too. So great performance by Dennis tonight.
The thoughts on AD in his third game back?
Yeah, finally got him shooting over 50%. It's good to see him knock down some shots. We knew it was going to take a little time for him to work through the rust, and we saw that the first 2 games. Got going early in the low post with some one-on-one plays, and knocked down some threes and some long jumpers late. Big part of the W.
Wow. Hey Frank, Trez has not been the player he was in March and April. I know that has something to do with his minutes, but production-wise, what do you think helped him get back to the kind of guy that you were seeing earlier in the season?
Yeah, I think we found him better with delivering him the ball in positions to score. A lot of those situations you're talking about where he didn't have big nights. Teams will do things to take him out of the game. With whether it's not helping as much on the pick and roll game or double team in the low post. We weren't seeing either of those situations tonight, and we were able to get him the ball in scoring position. So, I don't feel like his production dipped, even if his numbers dipped. Because when he's drawing that kind of attention, it's opened up things for other guys. So, but we did a good job getting him the ball in scoring position tonight.
Dave?
Frank, you mentioned Dennis growing in terms of his court general mentality. Do you feel like that was accelerated by the injuries to your 2 main guys? And from there, how does he continue to have that when LeBron returns? Because we know that LeBron is a high usage player and commands such a presence on the court himself.
That's why we feel like it's going to be a silver lining. I do think it was accelerated. Not that Dennis hadn't done it in the past, but he hadn't done it with this group, this system, this coaching staff, this set of teammates, and having Bron out. There's a lot of silver linings. That's definitely one of them, to see him grow. And obviously when Bron takes the reins back, you're going to have Dennis as an attacking scorer, and comfortable in that situation as well. And then Bron goes to the bench, and Dennis is back in the comfort zone of the way he's grown over the last month or 6 weeks, whatever it's been. So definitely a positive, and hopefully when it all comes together, it's going to come together at the right time.
Ed?
Frank, as things were kind of coming apart in the second quarter, the cameras caught guys looking at each other, giving up layups, dunks, uncontested looks. What does it say about a group that they were able to kind of right that ship? And as you guys try to rebuild on-court chemistry, are these experiences extra valuable?
For sure, and everything's about, staying connected, staying together. There's always going to be ups and downs in games, and certainly we have some coverage breakdowns. You got AD and Drum haven't played with each other much. They're gonna have some nights where their situations they're getting used to. And there's some other guys that had some breakdowns as well. So it's just part of the game. Our group has the mindset to build chemistry every time we're on the floor, and to stay connected and work through that stuff, with a positive attitude. And that's what I loved about our group. That's what halftime was about. Let's not panic. Okay, let's just get back to what we do, tighten the screws, and we're able to have a great second half.
Time for 2 more. Brian Kameninski.
Hey Frank, regarding that chemistry question, obviously LeBron and AD being out, but you guys have missed a lot of games, just period, with people. what can get lost, whether it's on the floor between players, what you guys are able to do as a coaching staff when you're not able to have that kind of consistent lineup continuity? What are the things that you're like go missing, so to speak?
Well, it's just repetitions with one another. You know, the more you're out there together, the more you're facing different attacks and different schemes every night. You know, when everybody's out there together consistently, you're able to work through those things, and when they're not, you're not able to. So, you know, you just have to kind of piece it together, and there's going to be some things that, you know, there's more unfamiliarity when the lineups are changing this much, and you just got to play through that stuff.
Does it limit you in any way in what you're able to do?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think when you don't have the continuity, there's more possessions like you saw tonight, more stretches like we saw in the second quarter, where unfamiliarity, you know, leads to some breakdowns that you have to work through. So, you know, it's more of a challenge, but nothing that every coach in the league doesn't go through, and, you know, a challenge that we embrace.
Thank you.
Last question, Jordan Richard. Jordan, you're on mute. Jordan, you're muted.
Can you hear me?
I can now, yes.
Okay, sorry about that, Coach.
That's all right.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to you about the pace of the game today. It seemed like you guys pushed the tempo, scored a lot of transition threes. It seemed like Dennis really pushed the pace. Was that something that you guys talked about, or something that Dennis just went off the field?
Big point of emphasis to start this trip, honestly. You know, we're just looking at, we hadn't had any great running games, you know, in our previous homestand, and we wanted to get back to, you know, generating more offense before the defense is set. You know, getting the ball out of the net, getting it into Dennis, and wings flying, so we have guys to advance it up the floor to. And we had some great possessions in the 2 Dallas games. Got even better with it tonight, and it was definitely an area that we felt like we could exploit the Magic, who have a whole new team, right? They have more unfamiliarity than anybody, and you know, it's tough. It's toughest to work through that stuff in transition defense. So we definitely wanted to run more tonight.